Not if that's what's holding it. Hello and welcome to the Josh and Henry Show. Here we are, first podcast. We've been wanting to do it for a while, and we finally found the time to do it. How are you feeling?
We're finally
about
here. Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Are you excited?
I'm still a little uncertain about what's going on.
We've got a lot of prawns in our mouths, considering we've just started a podcast. Not really acceptable. You're going to start talking while I eat this?
What I thought I'd do is wait until the last moment possible. And also just try and understand how you record a podcast from you. Because I know you've done a few times now.
Okay. I use voice note.
How often can I say
Incredibly
stop
professional.
recording?
You can do that as much as you want. I'm not going to stop recording. I'm not going to do that there. So our podcast is about the news of the world. We're going to talk about what's going on.
I already have an issue with the name.
News of the world.
I don't like the news of the world.
No, the name of the podcast is The Josh and Henry Show,
Carry on.
which you will find out from the tagline of this podcast. Yeah, we're talking about the news of the world. We're talking about Josh and I, our lives, how we're managing COVID at the moment, because I'm sure a lot of you want to find out. And then we're going to talk about some funny news stories. And we're going to inform you about the world in a fun and jovial way to make sure you're up to date without wanting to cry.
I noticed you've already taken the dominant role in the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Not sure
Yeah.
how I feel about that.
I put your name first in the title,
So that you could control the entire thing.
but I'm going to control it
Do you
all.
think that says something about your relationships?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask my ex-girlfriends for that one. But,
Already have.
I know. So, what's going on in your world, Josh? You're currently applying to the Metropolitan Police, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, so 24 hours ago I was made redundant,
Oh, Jesus.
which is fun. That's been a really good step in COVID for me personally.
How many times have you been made redundant? That's my question.
From this company, or?
Yeah, this company and other
This
companies.
is the third time from this company.
Wow. And in total?
5.
What is it about you that's just expendable?
I'm never good at the job that I do.
I see. I see.
So I'm meant to be in sales, but I can't. One of the issues is I don't sell anything.
Okay.
And so there's only so long that bravado and charm can get you through a job.
When I think of you, when I look at you and I think of you, I don't automatically think salesperson.
What do you see?
I see like quite a poor historian. You know? You don't understand where I'm coming from with that, clearly.
No, I get it.
Or maybe like an eccentric movie critic. You like that? That's a bit nice, isn't it?
I like it more than poor historians.
Granted. So, you got made redundant, and now you're looking to join the Metropolitan Police. Tell me where that came from.
That came from a desperate desire to find meaning in the world.
Uh-huh.
And I thought what I would try and do is just grasp to something. So right now that is all that I can think of doing. Don't have money to be a teacher. Don't have money to be a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how deep do we want to go with this?
I don't want it. We're supposed to cheer people up, and I'm
see.
worried that people... Well, you've
No, but
done
at least
very...
what we can do is we can laugh about the situation. We can
Yeah.
laugh about the fact that at 30 nearly, you know, there's no hope.
That's not true. Do you know what? There is hope, and the reason there is hope is because you are deciding to go and do this, and that's exciting, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's the first step on a long journey to becoming
What annoys me is the
a
first
snitch,
as,
really.
as soon as I tell anyone that that's the plan, the first reaction is to say, "Oh, can't see you as that."
I genuinely put 90% of that down to your haircut.
Really?
I genuinely do.
Well, that's all about to change.
Yeah, well, that's another thing that's happening in the news of the world today, or news of our world.
You know, Leah, my girlfriend recently pointed out that I hadn't noticed that I suddenly get the urge to shave my head. And it's actually due to the fact that I'm at sudden crossroads in my life.
It's like a plea for control.
It's the only thing I can control, the
Yeah,
length
yeah.
of my hair.
Well,
Really just sort of...
your relationship with your hair is how anorexics have their relationship with... Also,
Yeah, you're an alcoholic. Why are we talking about me?
That's not news. That's old news, mate. I'm good now.
Well, you talked about that in your wine podcast, which I seems like the really appropriate thing for an alcoholic to do.
Yeah, well, I've had to stop doing that. This is one of 3 podcasts, by the way. I'm just going to quickly plug this.
What's the name of the network?
We don't have one yet.
Really?
No, not yet. That's quite smart, though. I might do that. Dating remotely, partners in wine, and the Henry and Josh show. Josh
No, I
and
have
Henry
another
show.
idea for a podcast.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, fucking hell.
Just my
Yeah.
riff.
Let's do it.
It's called Pocket Change.
Okay.
Now I chose that name because it sounds also a bit like stock exchange.
Smart. I wouldn't have thought that when you said it, but I like it now. You have said it.
Stock exchange. We can like try and call it stock exchange.
Okay.
Something like that. Anyway, it's about really bad tips. Well, not bad tips, our best hope. And we just only say that you can put like 50p on it. You have to put 50p on it, and that's
Okay.
it. You're never allowed to do more than that.
Every week they have to stump up 50 pence to bet on the thing that we're betting on. Is it betting or is it actual stocks?
Controlled investment.
Controlled
Educated investment.
Okay. I would say that you can do that with gambling.
Do you think it's better to do it as a... I mean, we really are off track now. We've already lost the thread of the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Should we get back to the news?
Invest... No, not invest. Let me say the right word.
Okay.
Tell us what the name of the... No, not the name either. Tell us
Okay.
what the idea of the podcast is.
I felt like I did do that at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird that you weren't listening. But for your sake, as well as the listeners, the idea of the podcast, do you remember me saying this now?
I remember you saying the name of it.
Is to discuss...
Oh, yeah, I didn't like the name. It
No.
wasn't the name.
It wasn't... Josh, I'm going to need you to hold up a bit. Don't know where there's... You're usually so quiet.
I've only had an eighth of a beer. So
That'll do it. The idea for the podcast is to talk about what's going on in the world, maybe a breaking news story that happened that day, also talking a little bit about what's going on in our lives. We want you to get to know us, and we also want you to hear about the news in a jovial... I mean, I said these words verbatim 10 seconds ago.
it's almost like you rehearsed it.
Yeah, and it does sound like it.
How much prep have you done for the episode?
That's a firm 0. Bagel.
Difficult really giving you a full commitment to the podcast if you're having to Google news stories while recording it.
That shows a lack of respect towards the podcast world, really, more than anything.
Yeah.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to tell you what's going on my world.
Okay, hit me.
Recent alcoholic turned sober for the last month.
Heavy.
Bit too heavy. Currently studying a psychosocial course in order to go to university at the ripe old age of 25. That's right, ladies. You could be...
What? I don't like it.
He didn't like that either. Okay. And also working part-time as a customer service rep. So that's me. That's what's going on in my life.
Handforth Parish Council is a good one.
Oh my God,
Remember that?
yes. Let's
Jackie.
do that. Let's do that immediately.
Go on then, let's go into it.
So to summarise that...
This is where you cut in a noise of it.
a segment of what happened and people like Jackie going
Call me
crazy.
Britney Spears, that bit. I like that.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Parish Council, they started a Zoom to elect a new human being as like a manager.
Again, this is the issue with this.
What is the news story is the issue.
Tory council meeting becomes incredibly vicious and lashes out at nearest woman.
Is that what it is?
Essentially,
Would you
yeah.
say there's a sexist undertone towards that?
Yeah, it was horrible. Definitely. It's just because this woman was trying to take control of the meeting, who had been sent there literally to take control of the meeting. This random old guy didn't like it and decided to just vent at her.
Okay, so this is an interesting part of the podcast because I disagree with you on the news story. Well, I took differently from that. It seemed like Jackie had no power here, which I've seen a lot of memes about. You know what I'm talking about? Jackie wasn't...
There'd been previously horrendous allegations of, like, not misconduct, but, like, it was a really poorly run meeting.
Okay.
So the local council decided to send in Big Jackie
Okay.
to sort out the meeting.
Big Jackie.
Big Jackie. And it didn't go down well.
Yeah.
Because it was really heated before that point. So as soon as she came in and tried to control the meeting, Mayor Lugo's got bruised.
And then he got kicked out, didn't he? Which was classic. I love that. So, and then this other guy...
You have no authority.
He gets kicked out. And this other guy kicks off and he's fucking kicked him out. He's fucking kicked him out.
Yeah.
Stands up. It's like as if he's in the war room at the White House discussing whether to not, to invade
I
a
didn't
country.
get that bit. Because then when he left, there was just some random old guy just sort of like smiling like a chimpanzee, just looking in.
He's having the best time.
What's he up to?
I think it was his son that was the vice chair. And the other guy was like, well, this is just humorous towards me. I actually did a quiz to find out which one I was of the parish council. Hilarious. I'm Tony, the guy that gets elected to run the meeting at the end. Very happy.
I
about
liked
that.
him.
I
He
liked
was
him as
probably
well.
my favourite. Who would I be? I'd be really happy if I was Jackie.
No, you're not. You're not.
I think I'm a little bit I think I would get slightly not overwhelmed with power. I'd like the power.
You would take advantage of the power.
If I could have the ability to kick someone out, I would do it.
You have never been given an ounce of power in your entire life, have you?
I was captain of a sevens rugby team once.
Were you?
Ask me what happened.
What happened?
We won the tournament, so.
Is that true?
I think so, yeah.
I don't believe that.
I think it might be.
I want to put it down in writing now that I don't believe that.
I think that might be true.
I also don't understand that
I'm
you
a
played
dad as well.
sevens.
That's a little bit of authority.
Yeah, it's authority, but I don't. You're quite kind to your daughter, aren't you? You've been known to be quite kind to her.
Thanks. We've done the news story.
That's true.
We've covered it. I don't know how we could have gone into that story in any more detail.
The one story which we covered for 10 or 11 seconds, and that's it. We're on 12 minutes though. So
That's not bad, actually. I
we're
feel like it's
doing
been free flowing. What have you brought to the table?
not a great deal.
Well, tell me a story right now. Google random news story, funny. I want to see what happens.
Okay.
While you do that, I'm
I
going
wish
to...
I was faster at typing.
That's okay.
Weird news, funny, strange story.
Mirror.
The Mirror. Where do you get your news from?
I get it from wankyguardian.com.
Really? Wanky Guardian. I don't know what that means. Is that...
People don't like The Guardian because it's very left-wing and probably a bit sanctimonious, but...
That has just described me. Experts claim that there are 520 ways to eat a Jaffa cake.
McDonald's explain how onions are made.
This is heartbreaking. What we've got here is
of the news.
an insight into who reads the Mirror. Because if you only knew 519 ways to eat a Jaffa cake, you're fucking sorted here.
519 ways?
520 ways.
Right, go off it.
Well, as in
Go off it. No, don't look at it.
Okay.
Name me 15 ways that you can do it.
Okay, you can eat it in one.
Okay, good.
You can lick the chocolate off and then lick that. I mean, do we want to do this for 15 of them? Do we really?
I want to see how far you can get.
In one.
If you have any ideas about how you can...
Please do tweet us at Ridiculous Podcast.
we should need to make one.
That would be quite funny.
I like that as a name.
Ridiculouspodcast.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I was thinking The Pod. Do you think that's already taken?
Almost definitely. But if you don't have to put .com now, you can just put .aj.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's quite good.
We stray again.
Yeah, okay, back to it. Man roasted for how he removes avocado pit as some brand it a war crime. Why is this happening?
This isn't actually the news. This is the Mirror.
This is the news. What we should do is put all of the links to the URLs on a
In
page
the
so people can
podcast.
go and read how funny these fucking
I think
things
you
are.
need to click into this now and actually start reading out. Just sort of brief it. Pick out the best bits.
Okay.
Russell Brandy's did this very successfully in his radio show.
I doubt I'm as fluid as he is in so many ways.
Well,
Plant
case in
enthusiast
point, that's-
Brad took to TikTok to explain the correct way to grow an avocado, but viewers are more concerned by the way he removed the pit from the fruit.
This is what TikTok is.
This is what the news is, buddy. This is what's happened to the news.
Oh yeah, the news is literally just reporting on a TikTok video.
That's heartbreaking.
That's
isn't
what
it?
we've come to at this point.
Yeah. And I don't. In fairness, I've looked at some TikTok videos. Have you seen some? The shit. Because that was fucking sick.
That was really good. Actually, I've listened to it in my car a few times.
But yeah, when you get onto avocado etiquette, I'm not really sure.
I'm interested though because as middle class left wing people, we like avocados.
We do need to know how to do that safely, mate. There's actually a thing, avocado hand or something like that, isn't there? And I think when avocados, don't quote me on this, when avocados got really sensationalized and everyone started loving them and they went up in value and everyone was like, this is amazing, avocado toast, etc., the rate of stabs through the hand with a knife went up in like a significant percent because people take the pip out with the knife, it slips through the avocado and goes into the hand.
I thought you meant that people were mugging people that had avocados.
I'm sure there is a percentage of that in some third world country.
So
but...
people can't cut avocados correctly.
Correct, and
well, Google that stat right now.
Okay,
put your money where your mouth is. Let's really understand it.
I think
Am I
it's
too far away from the mic?
Probably, yeah. I bet this can be such bad sound quality. Avocado hand, I think it's called.
We need to. I think we'd also need to have items in this.
What does that mean?
Because I feel like when we get to the end of the story, like you can already tell we're coming to the end of our energy with this segment.
Yeah, true.
We need to be able to cut and move to the next thing to give new energy.
Okay, yeah. Well, we need some segments, don't we? Realistically.
We need segments, exactly.
Yeah.
What's the segment?
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about the avocado hand.
Say that. I was filling.
No, I liked it. Avocado hand occurs when a person tries to remove the pit in a dangerous manner, such as with a knife, and ends up cutting themselves. The consequences can be serious. Avocado hand. I mean, come on. Look at these. There's even...
Have you got some numbers?
Illustrations.
Give me some numbers. Oh, yeah.
How graphic this can get, mate.
Do you remember Blue Waffle? Cut that.
Yeah, I do, mate. I do. I'm upset that you won, to be honest. The research estimated 50,000 avocado-related knife injuries occurred from 1998 to 2017, with more than half of them, 27,059, happening since 2013. So I've pretty much nailed that. Are you impressed?
I honestly wasn't listening.
That's really upsetting.
The researchers estimate 50,000. This is good content, isn't it?
Well, when you read it again because you didn't listen, it does fuck the
27,000 since 2013. How many is that a year?
3. Nah.
Excuse me?
Like 2.5.
What? 27,000 incidents since 2013. That's like 3 a year.
Oh, since now to now.
What was 3 based on?
I don't know. I was doing like 13 years.
What?
Like 27 divided by 13, but that's not 3, is it? Is it? I don't know. You tell me right now. So tell me. Since 2013 was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
8 divided by 27,000.
Yeah, it's 5,000 a year.
Is it? I don't think I was that far off.
Of course, it's not 5,000 a year. It's 3,000 a year.
I got it right.
You said 3.
I said no, 3,000. Obviously 3,000.
We got 2 ships in the night.
Yeah, indeed.
Google it though. More good content. Googling what
divided by 8. 3,000. Yeah. So I was. The answer is 3,375, and I was essentially 375 out. So
you did well. I got confused at the 3 parts, but I apologise.
You got confused as soon as we started talking about maths. That's interesting.
Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Like the idea. One of my favourite podcasts, the Headgong podcast, just says sax, and they start playing saxophones when they feel like they've come to the end of their tether.
That's really smart. I enjoy that.
Hamish and Andy have a bell. They ding it,
and it essentially says that bell saying, "Stop doing this now because you aren't funny."
You're done. You're done.
And then you start on something else.
So I really feel like we need to do something soon.
We need a bell, but we don't have anything else to go on to. Well, we can call it at 15 minutes, mate.
I think we need to...
20 minutes?
We need to round it up.
20 minutes?
Well, let's find a bell.
Okay.
Let's do something that's a bell.
All right. Well, I don't...
do like one of those carry-on films that goes...
I'm just going to do this one.
If you're thinking about liking this, you're probably thinking
Come
of something
on.
Direct line.
God damn it, direct line.
line.
Good. Pro. What's this?
Sleigh bells? Does that work?
Okay, pause it. Let's pretend like we're coming to the end of the segment and we'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
No, that wasn't that a good story. You get that?
Oh, too early?
Sure.
Okay. We'll back that up, do it again.
Oh, wasn't that a good story?
That was good, mate. And
I found it interesting.
I don't like that at all.
I don't know why
That sounds so contrived.
No, but it would feel more natural if it wasn't so contrived.
I wish that was something I understood at all.
You don't understand what I'm saying?
No, if it was less contrived, I don't know how to make it less contrived.
I had to be a bit rehearsed because I was...
Okay,
done.
20 minutes done. I hope you know a little bit about the world and about us too.
Oh,
good God.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what we did, and thanks for being here.
All right, signing off. Bye-bye.
Pause it.